Welcome to B Story, where every story is inspired by real life and every ending leaves a little sweetness in your heart. Today's story reminds us that a shared love for music can become the very first note of a beautiful love story. This is the true story of Hippie Bee and Grumpy Bee, whose hearts were brought together by the timeless melodies of their favorite band. So grab your favorite cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's discover the melody of true love. Once upon a time, Hippie Bee crossed the world for a rock concert. She had always believed music had a magical way of bringing people together. Whenever the English progressive rock band Yes announced a concert she could attend, she packed her suitcase without hesitation. To her, every ticket was more than a seat in an arena. It was another memory waiting to be made. Her suitcase was never difficult to spot. Somewhere inside was always something turquoise, something neon pink, and usually a tiny flamingo tucked between her clothes, ready for another adventure. She wasn't looking for love, she was simply following the music. Thousands of miles away lived Grumpy Bee. Despite his nickname, there was very little that was truly grumpy about him. As the president of his country's Yes fan club, he spent countless hours organizing gatherings for fellow fans. Music had been a faithful companion through every chapter of his life, especially the hardest ones. When Hippie Bee announced she was flying to attend the concert in his country, Grumpy Bee offered to pick her up at the airport. It seemed like a simple act of hospitality. Neither of them realized it would change everything. Their first conversation wasn't awkward. It felt strangely familiar, as if two old friends had simply picked up a conversation they had paused years before. They laughed about favorite albums, debated which Yes concert had been the best, shared stories of unforgettable songs and unforgettable journeys. By the time they arrived at the hotel, neither of them wanted the conversation to end. Over the next few days, they explored the city with fellow fans, attended fan club gatherings, and finally stood side by side as the opening notes of their favorite songs filled the concert hall. But life isn't remembered only by its happiest moments. Sometimes it's the difficult moments that reveal a person's heart. During her trip, Hippie Bee did not feel very well. Being sick in a foreign country, far from family and familiar places, felt lonely and frightening. Without making a fuss, Grumpy Bee quietly stepped in. He made sure she had medicine, checked that she had eaten, asked if she needed anything, stopped by simply to make sure she was feeling better. He wasn't trying to impress anyone, he simply cared. For Hippie Bee, those small acts of kindness spoke louder than grand romantic gestures ever could. She also learned something that touched her deeply. Grumpy Bee had spent years caring for his wife through her illness, standing faithfully beside her until the very end. That kind of love couldn't be measured with words. It could only be lived. She admired him even more, not because he was perfect, but because he knew how to love when loving was difficult. Perhaps that was why she felt so safe around him. Even so, neither of them dared to imagine a future together. She was divorced and raising her young son. He was a widower, raising three children. They lived on opposite sides of the world. Sometimes life gives us every reason to say no. So when the concert ended, they hugged goodbye and returned to their separate lives. It felt like the final page of a beautiful story. Instead, it was only the end of the first chapter. Back then, there were no smartphones buzzing with instant messages. There was MSN Messenger almost every evening. A familiar little notification would appear on their computer screens. One conversation became two. Two became hundreds. They shared photographs, funny stories, hard days, ordinary days. Little by little, thousands of miles began to feel surprisingly close. Friendship quietly became trust. Trust slowly became love. Neither of them noticed exactly when it happened. Over the following years, they visited one another. Whenever life allowed, each goodbye became harder. Each reunion felt more like coming home. Eventually, they faced a decision that would change all of their lives. Instead of asking Hippie Bee to leave her home, Grumpy Bee chose to build a new life in hers. His youngest son moved with him, while his two older daughters, now adults with lives of their own, lovingly encouraged their father to embrace the second chance at happiness. Together, they blended two families, not perfectly, but patiently. Soon afterward, surrounded by family and friends, they celebrated a joyful Renaissance themed wedding. There were smiles, there was laughter, there was dancing, and, of course, there was music. The music had brought them together. Love kept them there. Whenever Yes announced another concert, Hippie Bee and Grumpy Bee were there, standing side by side, singing every lyric with the same excitement they had felt the very first time they met. Sometimes a shared love for music can become the first note of a beautiful love story. True love is not measured by distance, but by the kindness, respect, and care we give each other. When two hearts choose each other, even miles apart, love finds a way to create the sweetest melody. Thank you for listening to another Bee story. We hope this true story gave you a little boost of dopamine and reminded you that there are still so many beautiful moments, kind people, and inspiring stories waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed today's story, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. We'd also love to hear your thoughts, so leave us a comment below. May your heart stay full, your mind stay curious, and your day be filled with a little more dopamine. Until next time, keep buzzing with positivity.